Welcome and thank you for attending. On December 18th at 11:17 a.m., officers in the 1st Division were notified of a shot spotter alert indicating 2 rounds were fired, followed by an additional 8 rounds in the rear of 2327 West Chestnut Street. Officers arrived on scene about 4 minutes after being dispatched and found a man in an alley who began to flee on foot. After a short foot pursuit, officers found the man in a backyard. The suspect was ordered by officers to not reach for anything and to put his hands in the air. The suspect told officers he had a gun and eventually reached for it in his waistband. One LMPD officer discharged his weapon, striking the suspect, who then fell to the ground. Officers continued to give verbal commands for the suspect to show his hands. Due to the lack of cover and the suspect's access to the gun, officers were initially unable to approach the suspect. Officers then requested ballistic shields be brought to the scene, and upon their arrival, they used them to cover their approach to cover the suspect. The suspect's handgun was secured, and the suspect was placed in handcuffs as the officers began to render aid. The suspect was transported to an area hospital in critical condition. The officer involved has been placed on paid administrative leave according to department protocol. This map depicts the first ShotSpotter activation, which took place at 11:17:04 and detected 2 rounds being fired. The second one was approximately 17 seconds later and depicts 8 more rounds being fired in the area. This third slide depicts when Officer Hauser discharged his firearm. It's important to note the short time frame from dispatch to the arrival on scene. A short time lapse would make it more likely that an armed suspect would still be in the area. From the time the officers were dispatched to when the officer discharged his firearm was approximately 5 minutes. The officer involved is Officer John Hauser. He's been serving the Louisville Metro Police Department since 2019 and is assigned to the 1st Division. Arrested is Asa McNeely, who's been charged with 1 endangerment first and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. He remains in critical but stable condition. These are the department's safety priorities. Officers are taught that all life is sacred. We make decisions based upon who is in imminent danger and who can control the situation. Our priorities of life are victims and hostages, civilians, officers, and the suspect. It's not a ranking about whose life is important or not. It's about danger versus control. The suspect has the opportunity to comply. These are the Graham factors from the Graham v. Connor Supreme Court case. They're used to determine whether or not an officer's use of force are objectively reasonable under the 4th Amendment. They are the severity of the crime, immediacy of the threat, resistance level, and flight. You are about to hear the ShotSpotter notification, followed by the dispatched run, and finally the body-worn camera of the officers involved. Viewer discretion is advised. The first of 3 body-worn camera videos is Officer Hausler. His body-worn camera shows him arriving on scene in his marked patrol vehicle. Upon exiting the vehicle, he notifies dispatch that he has one running and then provides a description and direction of travel of the suspect. Officer Hausler clears his way through a structure and encounters the suspect. He then gives the suspect multiple loud verbal commands to show his hands and not reach for anything. The suspect put his right hand up, but fails to comply with Officer Hausler's lawful order to put his other hand up. The suspect then reaches for his weapon with his right hand, and Officer Hausler fires his weapon several times, striking the suspect. Officer Hausler communicates shots fired to dispatch and requests a shield. Officers communicate with one another, hold security on the suspect, and wait for officers with shields to enhance their safety while approaching the suspect so they can secure him and render aid. We'll then transition to Officer W's body-worn camera video. It shows Officer W saying, "Don't reach for your gun, Asa," multiple times. Additionally, Officer W communicates to the radio that the suspect is armed. Officer W tells the suspect to raise his hands and then runs to his police vehicle to obtain a less lethal option from his trunk. As he is opening the trunk, gunshots can be heard in the background. We then go to Officer M's body-worn camera, which is when the shields arrived. Officers with shields arrive, and the officers move towards the suspect to secure the weapon and assess his injuries. They continue to give loud verbal commands to the suspect, ordering him to show his hands. The gun is secured, the suspect is handcuffed, and officers assess the suspect's injuries and render aid.
Adam 112 Baker, have you responding to shot spotter at 2327 West Chestnut Street, 2327 West Chestnut Street on 2 activations. First is going to be for 8 rounds, and the second one's going to be for 2 rounds. They're both shot off the rear alley.
Hey, I got one running southbound from the alley, black male, black jacket. Hands! Going southbound towards Chestnut. Hey, show me your hands! Hey, don't reach for nothing! He's saying he's got a gun. Show me your hands! Do not reach for anything. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Hey, get a less lethal. I can see the gun on him. He's refusing to cooperate. Put your hands up. Put your other hand up. Put your other hand up. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. Don't move! Hey, we're good. Hey, get off the fucking radio. 112 David. Shots fired. Suspect down. He's still moving. Get me a shield. We are in the alley north of Chestnut, between 2-3 and 2-4. Hey, don't rush it! Hey, 112 David, everybody get off the radio. All right, we've got the suspect down. He's at gunpoint. I am behind cover. Get me a shield so we can approach him. Okay? Don't reach for your gun, Asa! Don't reach for your gun, Asa! Shoemaker, he does have a gun on him. Asa, raise your hands! Raise your hands up, Asa! What? Get over that vehicle, I can see the gun on him. Hey, I'm grabbing him.
Hey, I got a less lethal.
Asa, show me your hands!
The units are sent this way to Bill Park. Put a tape.
Show me your hands! Both hands! Both hands!
Where's the gun?
Hey, check up. I got a gun. I got the gun.
This is the slide depicts the recovery of the suspect's handgun, magazine, and some of the spent shell casings recovered on scene. Through ballistic investigation, it was confirmed the casings matched the suspect's handgun. This is an overview of our critical incident process overview. Moving forward, the Public Integrity Unit will continue to lead the criminal investigation, which the investigation, once completed, will be turned over to the Commonwealth Attorney for review. A copy will be provided to the state police for peer review, and a copy will also be delivered to the Office of Inspector General. Our criminal and administrative investigations are ongoing. Raw footage of the video will be shared on our YouTube page. The officer is on paid administrative leave and will undergo psychological evaluation prior to returning to duty, and he will receive any necessary or identified training needs. The Performance Review Board will review the incident for training, policy, and performance improvement for department-wide enhancements. So, welcome to answer any questions you'll have.
We had, at last check, he was in surgery, the suspect. Are you able to give an update on how he is doing? Did he survive?
The question was, can I give an update on the suspect's condition? The suspect is in critical but stable condition.
How exactly did Officer W, I think, know his name, Jason?
The question was, how did the officer know the suspect by name? It appears the officers have made run on this individual in the past.
And from the time that Officer Heisler fired his weapon to, I know Officer W was also on scene, can you walk us through that time frame, the few minutes that it was before officers were able to approach?
So the question is, can I walk you through the time frame of how long it took for officers to approach? If you look at the video in its entirety, it was just under 9 minutes from the time that Officer Heisler discharged his firearm for the officers with shields to arrive on scene, formulate a tactical plan to safely approach the suspect, and move towards him and render aid. Secure the weapon and render aid.
Anything else?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, one of the questions from our newsroom is, at what point would it be, we see him reaching for that gun? Do they have to see him pointed at him? I know last time we were here, we were talking about a deadly force situation in which the person that police shot had died. Was this a deadly force situation as well? At what point in the policy does it say, hey, do we draw the weapon and fire?
So the question is this a deadly force situation for the officer to fire his weapon? Correct. So the officer is under no obligation to allow the suspect to point the firearm at him first in order to respond with deadly force. They have to perceive an immediate threat to themselves or the public in order to utilize deadly force.
Kind of piggybacking off that question, are you able to say in this case that how the officers responded, was it the right course of action?
The question is, can I respond? In my opinion, did the officers respond with the correct course of action? And the answer is yes. In my opinion, they did. They gave the suspect loud verbal commands. He did not adhere to those commands. He reached for a weapon, which they both acknowledged they saw in their videos. So based off what I've seen, I feel like this is above board.
Okay, we're gonna switch to the next one. Thanks, sir. Give me just 1 second here, get reset.